Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtike Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesha Shubhanu Sute
Devi Pramani Haripriya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bahutale
Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gaurmavani Prarini
Nirvisesha Shanyavati Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Bhakti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare. So we continue our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Canto 2, Chapter 10, Text 45. We are in the middle of the purport of Text 45. So inert matter is undoubtedly energy with potential to interact, but it has no initiative of its own. So that's the difference between the material energy and the spiritual energy. That matter, material energy, has no consciousness. It cannot act on its own. Srimad Bhagavatam therefore comments on the aphorism Janmadi Asya Yat by saying Abhigya and Swarat, that is, the Supreme Brahman, is not inert matter, but he has supreme consciousness and is independent. Therefore, inert matter cannot be the ultimate cause of the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world. So all that we are seeing around us is a combination of the material energy and the Jivatma and Paramatma. These are the three things that is what we are seeing everything around. Now we are mistakenly thinking that the material energy that we are seeing around us, that is living. But that appears to be living only because the soul and the Paramatma is there. Otherwise it can't live. For example, if we see a car can't drive by itself. It needs a person to drive it. So similarly, this body, it appears to be living because we are inside the body. And other living entities that we are seeing around us, our loved ones, the animals, the plants, whoever they may be, our colleagues, our friends. The body that we are seeing is actually dead. But the person inside it, it's because the soul is inside it. That's the reason it appears to be alive. Superficially, material nature appears to be the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction. But material nature is set into motion for creation by supreme consciousness being, by the supreme conscious being, the personality of Godhead. Is the background of all creation, maintenance, and destruction. And this is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. The material nature is one of the energies of the Lord. And she can work under the direction of the Lord, Adhyakshena. When the Lord throws his transcendental glance over the material nature, then only can the material nature act as a father contacts the mother, who is then able to conceive a child. So it's because the Lord, in his form as Mahavishnu, he is glancing at this Mahatattva. And then that's how all the living entities, that's how the material nature begins. The material cosmic manifestation begins by his glance. So if he's not there, the material nature does not have the capacity, the capability to produce all this, to create the secondary creation. No. Material nature is not the cause that we are alive. We, the souls, she's not the cause that we exist. We exist because Krishna exists. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Many people ask, why do we exist? It's because Krishna exists. He's unlimitedly great, and we are infinitesimal, very, very minute.
Material nature is Prakriti.
Yes.
That's what it's called, right? Okay.
Actually, Krishna's Prakriti means energy, female, So we are also Prakriti. We can say it in that way also.
A Jivatma.
Yeah. We are all female, so we are energy of Krishna, so we are Prakriti. But here, yes, Prakriti is being called as material nature. Yeah. So the material nature consists of earth, water, air, fire, ether. All this is the material energy. And it's all dead matter. Mind, intelligence, false ego is also dead. Appears to be alive because of the consciousness of the living entity inside. So, although it appears to the layman that the mother gives birth to the child, the experienced man knows that the father gives birth to the child. The material nature, therefore, produces the moving and standing manifestations of the material world after being contacted by the Supreme Father and not independently. So it's only when the Mahavishnu, when he puts us inside this material nature, then the material nature, the mother nature, she gives us these different bodies and everything. And of course, Brahmaji is in charge of that. Considering material nature to be the cause of creation, maintenance, etc., is called the logic of nipples on the neck of a goat. The Caitanya Caritamrta by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami describes this logic of Ajagalastana Nyaya as follows, as explained by His Divine Grace, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj is Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master. The material nature as the material cause is known as Pradhan, and as the efficient cause is known as Maya. But since it is inert matter, it is not the remote cause of creation. So this Pradhan means this Mahatattva. All the ingredients are kept over there, the material modes, everything is inside. Yeah. So that is Pradhan or the Mahatattva. And then we are thinking that the material, the Mahamaya, she is the cause. But actually, Mahamaya is not the cause. Because matter can't be the cause of anything. We can see, can a TV produce another TV? Or can a laptop produce another laptop? No, it doesn't make sense. Matter can't produce. Kaviraj Goswami states as follows, Ateva Krishna Mula Jagat Karana Prakriti Karana Yaiche Ajagalastana. Caitanya Charitamrta Adi-Lila 5.61. Caitanya Charitamrita is recorded by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. one of the devotees of Lord Caitanya, and he's recorded the pastimes of Lord Caitanya in that. Because Karanavashai Vishnu is a plenary expansion of Krishna, it is he who electrifies the matter to put it in motion. The example of electrification is quite appropriate. A piece of iron is certainly not fire, but when the iron is made red hot, certainly it has the quality of fire through its burning capacity. Matter is compared to the piece of iron, and it is electrified or made red hot by the glance or manipulation of the supreme consciousness of Vishnu. Only by such electrification is the energy of matter displayed in various actions and reactions. Therefore, the inert matter is neither efficient nor the material cause of the cosmic manifestation. So we are being given so many evidences that Krishna is the cause of this material creation. It is not matter. Many people have that misconception that there was nothing, suddenly some chemicals came together and the living entity was created. No, it's not like that. We are put inside here by the Mahavishnu. Srila Kapila Dev has said, Yathol Mukad Vishfulingad Dhumadva Piswa Sambhavad Api Atmat Vena Bhimatad Yathagni Prathag Ulmukad. Bhagavatam 3.28 to 40. The original fire, its flame, its sparks, and its smoke are all one, for fire is still fire, yet is different from the flame. Flame is different from sparks, and the sparks are different from the smoke. So the breakdown of the fire is given. There is the original flame, the original fire is there, then the flame is there, the sparks which we see of the fire are there, and then the smoke is there. So all this comprises the fire, yet each of it is different. In every one of them, namely in the flames, in the sparks, and in the smoke, the integrity of fire is present, yet all of them are differently situated with different positions. The cosmic manifestation is compared to the smoke because when smoke passes over the sky, so many forms appear, resembling many known and unknown manifestations. The sparks are compared. So I'm not sure if you all have seen, if you look in the sky, sometimes you can see there's different shapes. With the smoke, it causes, even with the clouds, you can see so many different shapes, appears to be something. But they are not true, no, they're just temporary. The sparks are compared to living entities, and the flames are compared to the material nature, pradhan. So material nature, the pradhan means all the ingredients of the material nature are there. The material modes of nature are there. All the material elements, earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, all that is there inside. One must know that each and every one of them is effective simply because of being empowered by the quality of the original fire. Therefore, all of them, namely the material nature, the cosmic manifestation, and the living entities, are but different energies of the Lord, fire. Therefore, those who accept the material nature as the cosmic manifestation's original cause, Prakriti, the cause of creation according to Sankhya philosophy, are not correct in their conclusion. So Prakriti is not the cause of this all this material world that we are seeing. She cannot act. She's one of the ingredients of this material nature. The material nature has no separate existence without the Lord. Therefore, setting aside the Supreme Lord as the cause of all causes is the logic of Ajagalastana Nyaya, or trying to milk the nipples on the neck of a goat. The nipples on the neck of a goat may seem like sources of milk, but to try to get milk from such nipples will be foolish. So this is the analogy that is given, that the goat has nipples on the neck, but if we are thinking that we are going to get some milk out of it, we are never going to get milk from those, you know. So similarly, thinking that the material nature is the cause of all this, first of all, that she's cause for our existence, and that she's cause for all this material manifestation to take place. It is foolish. Mother Nature does not give birth to her, although we call her Mother Nature, but she's the facilitator. She's the facilitator. The Father, Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving Father. He's the one who puts us here in this material world. And why does he put us here? Why? Because it's our desire to forget him, our desire to enjoy separate from him. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic.
Okay, thank you. So text 46. Ayam tu brahmana kalpaha savikalpa udharitaha viddihi sadharano yatra sarga prakrita vekritaha. This process of creation and annihilation, described in summary herein, is the regulative principle during the duration of Brahma's one day. It is also the regulative principle in the creation of Mahat, in which the material nature is dispersed. There are three different types of creation called Mahakalpa, Vikalpa, and Kalpa. In the Mahakalpa, the Lord assumes the first Purusha incarnation as Karanadaksha Vishnu, with all the potencies of the Mahatattva and the 16 principles of creative matter and instruments. So the Mahakalpa is called when Krishna expands. Of course, Krishna expands as Balaram, Balaram expands as the first Chaturvyuha, then from the first Chaturvyuha comes the second Chaturvyuha, then comes Narayan, and then comes the first Purusha incarnation called Karanadaksha Vishnu. And he has all this living entities, everything in him, you know. So the creative instruments are 11, the ingredients are 5, and all of them are products of Mahat or materialistic ego. So the creative instruments, last time we were saying, was all the senses, right? When we read a few chapters ago. And then the 5 ingredients, and all this is material. These creations by the Lord in his feature of Karanadaksha Vishnu are called Mahakalpa. The creation of Brahma and the dispersion of the material ingredients are called Vikalpa. So Mahavishnu, he has all this material in all the senses, the mind, the intelligence, false ego, earth, water, air, fire, ether, and then the sense objects, form, sound, touch, sound, form, touch, and then taste, smell. All this is there in Karanadaksha Vishnu. Then when Lord Brahma is created, and when all these material, when Karanadaksha Vishnu, he puts all these things inside, then it's called Vikalpa. That's called Vikalpa. And the creation by Brahma in each day of his life is called Kalpa. So all these ingredients are given to Brahmaji. As the clay is provided to the potter, then what the potter does, he gives it different shapes. So then Brahmaji is given all these ingredients, and then he's giving all the shapes, and then that is called Kalpa. Therefore, each day of Brahma is called a Kalpa, and there are 30 Kalpas in terms of Brahma's days. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 8.17 as follows. So one day of Brahma is called a Kalpa, and in one Kalpa there is 1,000 cycles of Satyug, Tretayug, Dwapar and Kalyug. And then there are 30 Kalpas in terms of Brahma's days. So that makes 30 Kalpas will be 1 month of Brahmaji. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 8.17 as follows. Sahasra yuga paryantam aharyad brahmano viduhu ratrim yuga sahasrantam te ahoratra vido janaha. In the upper planetary system, the duration of one complete day and night is equal to one complete year of this earth. This is accepted even by the modern scientists and attested by the astronauts. So time is relative. We can get some idea of how time is relative, that the life of an ant, it lives its whole life. You know, it will be born, grow, then have some byproducts, have the ant children, then it'll get old, deteriorate, all within a short time. What we are doing in our span of 100 years, the ant is doing in his span of 100 years. But for us, we will say, oh, ant is just living for a few days, you know. Or even for a dog, we can see that, oh, a dog, if it's in our years, is just so less, but in dog years, he's so old. So similarly, the demigods, because they are higher, so the higher the living being, they have a longer duration. Their days are longer. But yet, no matter how long it is, it still goes in a flash. It's just one breath of Mahavishnu. So similarly, in the region of still higher planetary systems, the duration of day and night is still greater than in the heavenly planets. The 4 yugas are calculated in terms of the heavenly calendars, and accordingly are 12,000 years in terms of the heavenly planets. This is called a Divya Yuga, and 1,000 Divya Yugas make one day of Brahma. So our one day in the upper planetary system, the duration of one complete day and night is equal to one complete year of this earth. So our here, 1 year, full year in the upper planets is 1 day and night. And so I was just hearing, that's the reason the Shraddh ceremony, we offer once a year. We offer the food to the Pitra, because for them it's just 1 day. So it's like we are feeding them once a day, you know. And then from this higher planetary system, there's still higher planets, and there the duration of life is even longer. Yeah. So then the Divya Yuga are calculated.
Sorry. So the Vikalpa is when Karnodaksha Vishnu creates the matter.
Vikalpa, yeah, when he puts all the matter inside the universe, when Lord Brahma
Okay.
is created.
Hmm. And then what was, okay, and then what is the Vikalpa?
That's the Vikalpa.
So then what is the Mahakalpa?
Mahakalpa is when Mahavishnu expands.
Oh.
First Purusha, when the first Mahakalpa is when the Lord assumes the first Purusha incarnation.
So is it the same Mahavishnu Akarano Daksha Vishnu?
Yeah.
Same, right?
Same.
Yeah.
No, but then it is that then when Mahavishnu expands, so that means when Karnodaksha Vishnu expands, and then Vikalpa is when Mahavishnu puts the matter in the universe, right? That is Vikalpa.
Mahakalpa is Lord Vishnu is there, all the ingredients are with him. Then from him, all the universes are coming out. Then he's entering into each universe as Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Then from Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Lord Brahmaji is there. Then when Lord Brahmaji is created, all the living entities, all the living entities are put inside, then that is called Vikalpa. Dispersion of the material elements, dispersion of the material ingredients, not the living entities, rather all the material ingredients are there. The earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, all the senses, the eyes, ears, nose, all this is there inside the body of Mahavishnu. And when Lord Brahma is created, then he's putting all these things inside there. That is a vikalpa.
Vikalpa. And then one kalpa of Brahmaji is equal to?
1 day of Brahma.
Okay.
1 day.
Yeah, quite
Which is
detailed.
1,000, right? Years of the 4 yugas.
1,000, yes, 1,000 Divya Yuga.
Yeah, 4 yugas.
So the creation during the day of Brahma is called Kalpa, and the creation of Brahma is called Vikalpa. Yeah, so the creation during the day of Brahma is called Kalpa, and the creation of Brahma is called Vikalpa. Yeah, and when Vikalpas are made possible by the breathing of Mahavishnu, this is called Mahakalpa. Is that okay? So 1 day of Brahma is called Kalpa. All this creation, right now we are in one Kalpa. This creation that is happening right now. And when Lord Brahma is created, that is called Vikalpa. Yeah. And when when Mahavishnu expands, that's called Mahakalpa. So they are when Vikalpas are made possible by the breathing of Mahavishnu, this is called Mahakalpa. Okay. There are regular and systematic cycles of these Mahakalpas, Vikalpas, and Kalpas. In answer to Maharaj Parikshit's question about them, Sukadev Goswami answered in the Prabhas Khanda of the Skanda Puran. They are as follows. Maybe we can just read the Sanskrit. Pramatha Shveta Kalpascha Dvitiyo Nila Lohitaha Vama Devastityastu Tato Gathantaro Aparaha Roravaha Panchama Proktaha Shastha Prana Iti Smritaha Saptamo Atha Brahat Kalpaha Kandarpo Astama Yuchyate Sadyota Navama Kalpa Ishano Dashama Smritaha Dhyana Ekadasha Proktas Tatha Sarasvato Aparaha Trayodasha Udanastu Garudo Atha Chaturdashaha Kaumara Kaurma Panchadashogneya Purnamasi Prajapatehe Shodasho Narashimhastu Samadhistu Tato Aparaha Agneyo Vishnuja Saura Soma Kalpas Tato Aparaha Dvavimsho Bhavana Prokta Supuman Iti Chaparaha Vaikuntas Charistishas Tadvad Valikalpas Tato Aparaha Shapta Vimsho Atha Vairajo Gauri Kalpas Tatha Paraha Maheshwaras Tatha Proktas Tripuro Yatra Ghatitaha Pitrik Kalpas Tatha Chante Ya Kuhur Brahmanaha Smita. So therefore the 30 kalpas of Brahma are Shveta Kalpa, Nila Lohita, Vamadev, Gathantara, Raurava, Prana, Brahatkalpa, Kandarpa, Sadyotha, Ishana, Dhyana, Saraswata, Udana, Garuda, Kaurma, Narashimha, Samadhi, Agneya, Vishnuja, Saura, Somakalpa, Bhavana, Supuma, Vaikuntha, Archisha, Valikalpa, Vairaj, Gaurikalpa, Maheshwar, Petrakalpa. Do you want me to just finish the last verse?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
These are Brahma's days only, and he has to live months and years up to 100. Okay, so these are each day of Brahma are called these. These are the names of each of Brahma's days. And so 30 of them make Brahmaji's one month. And then up to 100 years he lives. So we can just imagine how many creations are there in kalpas only. Then again there are vikalpas, which are generated by the breathing of Mahavishnu, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. Yasyeka nishvasita kalam athavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadanandanatha. The Brahmas live only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu. So the exhaling and inhaling of Vishnu are Mahakalpas. And all these are due to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for no one else is the master of all creations. So here Prabhupada is saying that Mahakalpa is when Mahavishnu is breathing. Up was written when he expands, but is clarified here further when he assumes, was written earlier, but now it's further clarified that the breathing of Mahavishnu, when he's breathing in and out, so that is Mahakalpa. And then, so just imagine how many creations are happening. And one universe, and like that, there are unlimited universes. So how many times the creations is happening? So Krishna is the master of all creation and not the material energy. This point is stressed again and again for us to clear our doubts that Krishna is the creator. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
And stop here then. Thank you so much for joining in. Hare Krishna, Srimad
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavatam, Jai Shri
Hare Krishna.
Jai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare